full moon, winter solstice. These two dates are strategic dates where we can transform what is not resolved in our system, where we're in a trance state and we're not even aware of the shadow aspects which is in us, which is not resolved. So if you imagine your cells, your DNA is light or a hall of mirrors, so I'm using this crystal. So this represents spirit, your spirit, creation, cellularly. And when you're aligned, they say enlightened, okay, your whole being is full of thousands of these frequencies, because this is your soul fully in your cells. When there's a wound in the system, this is what the wound feels like and shows up. Now, we need each other to show up what is not resolved in my system. So when you stand in front of somebody, they will show you or shine to you where the resonance is similar, what is not resolved in your system. Or their light will show you where this is not resolved. The wounds are created from 0 to 16. From 0 to 16, this is a clear disc down in the lower chakras. So when mom and dad is fighting, that's explosion energy, that's separation. That creates wounds in the system. So each time they're fighting, there's more wounds created in the system. The information in the wound is separation, because the child will then have the information of the explosive energy and they believe it's theirs, and the guilt, the shame is in there. And that's the information that's in there. But the soul fragment will come out. So they're missing the soul fragment, creation. Now, when after 16, this system closes, and then you need people, you need life to show up where these wounds are, because these wounds are covered then with an illusion. All is okay, mom and dad's fine, good people, everything's good, my life was fantastic or normal. Okay, so there's an illusion over the system, and as everything inside is happening on the outside, this is what's happening in the world at the moment, that a lot of people have not transformed these systems which are open at the moment. Now, what's happened with the pandemic is that it's opened up thousands of these wounds in the system: fear, anxiety, debt, fear of disease. So it opened up all the ancestral wounds as well. So that's why people are out of themselves and lost their connection with their channel. They lost connection with their soul, which is creation. Now, I'll describe it in a magnetic field. So we are energy, we are vibration, and we're connected to the magnetic poles in this world: north and south pole, negative, positive, feminine, masculine. So when we're in alignment with creation, this is what our channel is like, and this is what our cells are like. This is what creates this: health, balance, coherence. When there's a wound, a trauma, which was created from the childhood, it could be your childhood, your parents' childhood, your ancestral childhood, even past life. When there's a wound active, it's separation. When there's separation, the magnets touch. Okay, so when you go outside or listen to the brainwashing news, it creates more separation. So you get collected with more metal filings, which are of similar vibration. So now, because they're touching, maybe there's more of them touching in your system, you're more out of yourself. So this way, then you cannot connect to your Father, Creator, your channel, but it's the mind. So you will believe what you're being fed. You will believe what you're being told. And you will believe that is right because you feel it in your cells, in your nervous system, in your emotional body. So when it's in alignment, it brings you back into your channel. So you will feel from spirit, your inner knowing, what is the truth. So you may be pointing the finger at others who are not, they're out of themselves. So many of us, all of us actually, have got wounds which are not resolved. And we need each other to show up these wounds because we're in this psychosis state, a trance state of not knowing what's in our system. So what I was guided to do, to bring in with the full moon, because the full moon is so powerful with alignment at the moment, that it's going to show up in our system where the trauma is, where we were sleeping and we're not aware of it. So it's going to show those fields up. So I'm going to work with the energy of the full moon to show up where are the unresolved systems in us, from our ancestors, from life and the collective. And then transform it back into unity consciousness, back into spirit, back into connection. Then with the gifts of the winter solstice, we will bring in pure spirit, pure connection, because we have a lot of our soul which has not come down yet, because when these wounds are active, our soul gets out. So the winter solstice is actually going to bring in all the soul fragments which we're ready to embody into our vessel with our knowledge, with our inner knowing. So I invite you to be part of these two very powerful meditations or webinars, so you can find what is not resolved in your system, in your hall of mirrors, and transform everything into spirit again. Embody your spirit cellularly and take self-responsibility for facing and transforming what's not resolved in your system. This is what these two webinars are about. So I invite you to feel in and use these two dates for growth, for transformation, for abundance, for connection with who you are. You deserve that. Your ancestors deserve that. Your children deserve that. This is the time to face reality and see what is really going on in your own system and the world around us. Because we are creators and we are going into a field in the new year of pure creation. We're moving out of the 3D consciousness up into 5D consciousness. So that's why these systems are showing up and collapsing. And yes, there's people who are like parasites in the system, feeding more of these, but giving us the opportunity for transformation. So every system which is not in resonance with creation, which was abusing, manipulating the ones who are out of alignment, programming them, these systems are being destroyed. These systems are collapsing. And these systems where the illusions are going to be exposed. So the lies are being exposed. The truth is coming out. We are spirit. We are creation. We are sovereign. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Thank you.